Yo, my dude, if you a Sword Art Online fan, right, and you not watching Alicization or SAO 3, why the fuck not, bro? Like, this shit is some fucking heat, my dude. Okay, look. So my plan with this originally was to be like, okay, I'm gonna watch like every episode. I'm gonna do like my own little review for it, like what I thought about it, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, this, that, and the third, yada yada, whatever, right? That's not what happened, obviously, but you know we're gonna work around it, right? So this review, this one episode for the SAO Alicization review, is going to cover episodes between episode 2 and episode 5, right? Because like I already did episode 1 in a whole different weeaboo podcast talking about Sword Art Online is like popping at the moment. So yeah. Alright, so here's the way I'm gonna do this. Episode 2 and 3, not really much. Alright, 2 and 3 were just world building episodes. I'll just recap the most important part that you gotta pull away from that. 4 and 5, however, yeah, that was some heat from both episodes. Alright, so first of all, I just want to go ahead and throw it out the way. Anyone who's seen the live stream that I did about talking about SAO and my theory that okay, at the end of the episode, you know, at the end of the series, Kirito's going to die, but he's going to be sitting there hanging out with Alice and Yu-Gi-Oh! In the end. I gotta throw that one out the way. I gotta throw that out the window already because in episode 5 they debunked that, but we'll talk more on that when we get there. Anyways, so episode 2 and 3, you know, episode 2, it just starts off Kirito's back in this world and he doesn't know how he got there. He just knows he's there. So, you know, he's wandering around and whatnot. He eventually runs into Yu-Gi-Oh! Who's busy still chopping down this goddamn tree. You know, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets him acquaintance and he's like, you know, Kirito, he's just like, man, I ain't got a place to go, you know, I don't know where I am, you think you can help me out, you know, and da-da-da-da-da, he's just like, I mean, yeah, we're a friendly group down here, you know, so he goes to the church and he's like, hey, this guy doesn't have a place to stay, da-da-da-da, and then at the church, it's like, yeah, you can stay here for a few days, you know, in which then we get introduced to Selka, who is Alice's younger sister. Alright, and at first she somewhat kind of sort of, at least in my eyes, she somewhat kind of sort of came off as a hard ass, but it's whatever, right? I mean, I understand where she was coming from for being that type of way to him. You don't know this guy, he just showed up. I mean, sure, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just like, oh, well, he's a cool guy, and it's like, I mean, I'm not going to say you're not because he said so, but at the same time, it's like, you're still a foreigner. We don't know who the hell you are. So, I get that, right? So, pretty much, that whole episode just blows by. Like I said, it's just world building. It's just showing us, okay, this is the environment, we're here. This is the environment, this is the town, this is what's going on, right? It's just, how do I put this? It's basically like somewhat like giving you a jump start, like reminding you like, hey, remember in episode 1? You know, how the world was? Okay, here's episode 2, right? So it's like, instead of Kirito coming back and remembering everything from the last time he was here, he's back in here with no memory of the last time he was in here. Which is like counterproductive to the way he said it. You know, you're not gonna go too far in it, just know like, he's back in here with nothing, right? He doesn't really know anything, right? So, episode 3, once again, it's still a lot of world building. It's basically 2 world building episodes back to back, right? And I don't mind the flow that they have these episodes with the world building, because it's like, yeah, here's 2 episodes of world building, and then here's like 2 to 3 episodes of world building, and then here's some action, and then here's some like, you know, like some other stuff, right? And we'll get to, like I said for the whole thing about Kirito not dying, we'll get to that when we cover episode 5. Alright, so episode 2 rolls around, Kirito, you know, still looking around and whatnot, still trying to understand the world. At this point, he's just trying to figure out, you know, why Yu-Gi-Oh! Is cutting at this tree, right? You know, we get some insight on this tree. It's like, yeah, this tree is like supposedly like, you know, tainting our crop. Not tainting it, I can't get the right word out, but it's messing with the crop, at least to the legend. So they're like, yeah, we've been cutting at this tree for 500 years, and we're still cutting at it. We haven't even gotten a quarter of the way through this tree. So at one point, Kirito is just like, man, you know what, let me help you out with this, right? Like, the whole point of this episode was to, like, give us more, at least in my eyes, the whole point of this episode was to give us more screen time with both Yu-Gi-Oh! And Selka, because later on in that episode, Selka has a conversation with Kirito, and you know, they start talking and whatnot. And at first, the first thing I thought was, please do not let this little girl be a part of the harem. Like, we already got someone like Silica, who I am actually, you know, going back into it, thinking about it, I'm more pissed that she's part of the harem. Like, I don't have a problem with, how do I put this? I don't have a problem with her being a part of the harem, but I feel like she's a part of the harem for the wrong reason. But that's just my own theory. Well, that's probably best saved for a whole different type of video. But whatever. Anyways, so I'm like, please don't let Silka be a part of the harem. Like, don't let her be a part of this, because, yeah. So they start talking, and she's like, you know, oh, I'm not like my big sister. My big sister could do A, B, or C. You know, it's the sibling complex. It's like the younger sibling will always see the older sibling as the cooler one. It's like, the older sibling could do this, that, and the third. I can never do this, that, and the third. And my man Kito, he's just like, hey, you know, stop comparing yourself to what you can't do to your sister. Right? Stop, like, don't compare yourself to what you can't do that Alice can do. You know, think about like what makes, everybody has something that makes them unique, makes them special, right? You know, find what makes you special, right? And then so the conversation continues, and it leads to like how Alice, you know, got taken by the Integrity Knights. Okay, so it's like, and remember, Kirito doesn't really remember it, right? Because plot. Let's just say because plot, because they don't really explain why he wouldn't remember everything that happens. So of course they're like, oh yeah, so this, that, and the third, this happens, this happens, this happens. They continue talking about, you know, Alice kidnapping, and Kirito's like, yeah, from what I've heard, she got kidnapped at this cave up here because her and Yu-Gi-Oh was looking for some ice, and she accidentally crossed the border, right? Selka decides to go check out the cave, which then transfers over to episode 4, where Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh go to go save Selka. So episode 4, this is where some fucking heat comes in. In episode 4, we see Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh moving up to this mountain, right? They're moving up there, and they're like, you know, like I said, the whole purpose of going up there is like, yo, we're going to go save Selka, right? So they go up there, and there's a bunch of goblins in there. And, you know, they already have Selka, they knocked her out, and they're basically planning on eating her, right? So Kirito is looking around, and he's like, alright, I already got a plan mapped out. I'm going to charge the first 3 guys, I'm going to get everybody's attention. You need to run through all that, grab Selka, and get the fuck out of Dodge, right? Like, while I got everybody's attention. Like, this is your one, like, it's a one and done plan, right? They begin to start the plan. Yu-Gi-Oh freezes up, right? So Kirito's like, fuck it, we gonna have to fight it. Like, there's no way out of it now. He grabs a sword, throws Yu-Gi-Oh a sword. Yu-Gi-Oh is still scared though. He doesn't really know what to do with it. It's just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this, right? So, let me just say, the fight for this was actually pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like most fights in Sword Art Online aren't good. It's just the way the fight was made out to look. It looked amazing throughout the whole fight scene, especially when the leader of the goblins rolls through and he's like, yeah, what's good? Like, y'all finna get eaten too. Like you, him, and this little girl we got in the wagon. I'm about to eat good. So anyway, so Kirito starts fighting this guy, and we then continue to learn more about the world. More specifically, that the pain in this world that you feel, it's not like Sword Art Online, it's not like Alfheim, it's not like GGO. You know, it's not like none of these places. Damage here is real. Like you can physically feel it in this world. Like, and we see it when like Kirito gets stabbed in the arm. He's like, damn it, he's like, damn it. Like, you know, I can actually feel that. I can feel the pain from him slashing at my arm like that. So anyways, during the fight, Kirito and the Goblin King continue going back and forth. Kirito gets knocked down. He gets his arm pinned under some chunks of ice, and the Goblin King goes to make his final move. He's like, yep, checkmate, bitch. Yu-Gi-Oh comes in there on the most YOLO type shit ever. He's like, fuck it, no training whatsoever with a sword. I'm about to just get to swing it. Something's finna happen. So, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, he starts swinging, he gets the guy's attention, and this guy, no bullshit, he on some God of War shit, just puts his blade in Yu-Gi-Oh's stomach, and I'm like, at first, like, the way Yu-Gi-Oh got hit, I'm like, okay, so he just hit Yu-Gi-Oh with the side of the sword, he just swatted him away, and then I look, I'm like, damn, he gutted your ass, like, you was a pig, man. Oh, that look real, like, that shit look like it hurts. So Kirito sees this, and in one of these moments, we were so close. We were so close to seeing what I always wanted to see in SAO. And that's just to watch this nigga Kirito lose it, fam. I'm talking just complete, just utter rage, just swinging, just because shit just hit the fan so bad that he got no other way to let this rage out. There's no calm fighter no more. There's just, I'm about to kill you right here, right now. Like, we were so close to that. We didn't get it though, but we were close. Kirito continues fighting the Goblin King and yeets this nigga's head right off his shoulders, cut the whole head off his shoulders, and just turns around and is like, this is the head of your leader. If you want to run now, be my guest. If you want to stay and fight, this is a fate that awaits you. Any questions? Like, just showing the head to the other goblins, and they're like, no. They all run. Kirito frees Soka, and they heal Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, they heal him back to full health, right? And pretty much that's the end of episode 4. Episode 4, actually no, that's not. That's a lie. That's like halfway through. Episode 4 then continues, and Kirito, because one thing I didn't bring up was the fact that in episode 3, I think it was, Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows that he has the Blue Rose Sword. Like, he actually went back to go get it when he was younger, right? And, you know, at first in that episode, Kirito couldn't really wield it, right? He couldn't really hold it. It wasn't, like, his strength was too low. He couldn't hold it. But he's like, you know, yeah, after the fight with the goblins and whatnot, you know, my strength stat went up. I could actually wield the sword properly now. And let me tell you something. And the funniest shit I've ever seen, takes this sword and uses it on the tree. Remember this. Yu-Gi-Oh! And everybody else before him who were told to chop at that tree have been chopping at this tree for 500 years. 500 years they've been chopping at this tree and haven't even gotten let's say 1/4 of the way through. They haven't even gotten 1/4 of the way through this tree. Kirito takes this sword, all the way to the halfway mark of the tree. Like, the halfway through the tree, there's just this big ass crater. And you just sitting there like, nigga, the fuck? Like, you can't do that. Like, I've been chopping at this tree, and that's the crazy part. Because the way you just says it, it's like he's been chopping at that tree 1,000 times a day since he first was assigned a job, right? Like, at first, you know, it's like, oh, him and Kirito got to chop the tree 500 times a piece, that's 1,000. Okay, that's still a lot, but it's shared work. Meanwhile, there's no Kirito. The system treats him as though Kirito was never there, supposedly. So it's like, I have to chop through this tree 1,000 times a day, and for a few months, they only whittle its health down by 50. Kirito takes this sword one time, halfway through. I just did, like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I would be feeling myself like a motherfucker. I would be like, oh, you see this? I did all of this in the span of 10 seconds. It took y'all 500 years to get like I would say 1/1000, but that still feel like too big of a number for y'all. For y'all to even just slightly pierce through this tree. Yeah. So eventually, like I said, I would just be feeling myself in this scenario. So eventually, you know, after that happens, you know, you just like, Kirito, he's like, Kirito, I want you to teach me how to fight. I want you to teach me how to fight with a sword. I want to go get Alice back, right? Kirito's like, cool. So, and it's funny too, because this little scene comes up, and you're just like, by the way, what's the name of your fighting technique, right? Like your fighting style. And Kirito just looks at it and is like, it's called the Aincrad style. And I felt like that was really cool because it paid homage to like where he learned how to actually fight like that. It was in Aincrad, Sword Art Online, where he learned how to fight like that, right? So anyways, you know, they still, basically at this point, Yu-Gi-Oh's still chopping at the tree, but they're also doing a little training montage with him with the sword. And at the end of the montage, Yu-Gi-Oh takes the sword and does the same thing Kirito does, straight to the other side of the tree, cutting the whole tree down. And it's where we learn, like, okay, so everybody has their job role. You know, after this whole thing happens, we learn that everybody has their job role, and when you finish your job role, you can choose another one. Yu-Gi-Oh finished cutting down the tree, now he chose his job to be a swordsman because he wants to go and get Alice back, right? But I found that was pretty cool. And that's legitimately the end of episode 4. Now, episode 5, which just aired today as of this recording, nigga, let me tell you, let me tell you something. This is why I feel like if anyone wanted an opportunity to get into Sword Art Online and actually be able to like enjoy it, I feel as though Alicization is that, right? Alicization is 100% this whole thing, right? Because from rumors, it's supposed to be like 40 something episodes long. I feel like, cool, that's enough time through the arc for us to get like moderate amount of characters, like new characters you want to bring in here. This is going to help us like learn about them and, you know, like get to like the characters more and this, that, and like I feel like this is going to be what fixes the problems, at least some. I'm not going to say all, because that's asking for too much, but I feel like this is going to be what fixes a good amount, if not some, of the problems people have with Sword Art Online. And this episode was just so interesting because not only did it advance the story, I'm going to say a few things. I had a few minor issues with this episode, but other than that, it's like, it was an overall good episode, right? So, throughout the episode, you know, it's showing us the other side of the spectrum. Okay, we're seeing Kirito's point of view, but now we're getting like Asuna, Sinan's, Liz, and all of them. We're getting their point of views on this, right? Or to the most part, it's actually just Asuna's point of view on this. But okay, so it all starts off like, it starts off with a flashback, right, from back when they were in Aincrad, you know, and it shows the raid of the what the fuck is it called? Laughing Coffin. It shows the raid on Laughing Coffin they did, because you hear it referenced every now and again, right? I don't know if you've seen the manga. I have not read the actual manga for the original timeline for Sword Art Online, but I have seen, like, I have heard it reference bits and pieces in time from the games. You know, like this little raid. Like in the beginning, they show the raid, and Asuna's getting ready to get attacked by Johnny Black. Kirito turns around, manages to save her, which then transitions over to the first episode, the ending to the first episode, where Johnny Black attacks Kirito, and Kirito pushes Asuna out the way and manages to, I want to say subdue, but all he did was stab Johnny Black in the leg with the umbrella. So that happens. Kirito gets whisked off to the hospital. Asuna's in there, and you know, she's checking his little heart monitor, because if you remember from episode 1, she has the little, she can see like his heart monitor. And what ends up happening is, like, you know, it's her and it's Sugu at first, along with Kirito's aunt, come down there, and they're like they're just getting the news. Like, yeah, he was just like, he's in the hospital. And this is why I was like earlier, where I was like, I was slightly disappointed when we found out that Kirito lived, because the doctor was like, yeah, you know, he's okay to an extent. It's like he's not going to die, but he might not have but he's more than likely going to have a shitty life when he wakes up, if he wakes up, right? Because at this point, he's just comatose. This nigga is sleep. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. So, you know, the doctor's like, yeah, you know, he can have, because his heart stopped for a few minutes, you know, he got problems mentally, physically, like, it's going to be rough for him if he wakes up, right? So they're going through all that, and then eventually Asuna and Sugu, they all go to, by the way, if you don't know who Sugu is, Leafa. So Asuna and Leafa, they all go to Alfheim to talk to everybody, you know, like Sinan, Silica, Elizabeth, and all of them. And they're pretty much just like going back and forth on what's going on right now. So, and this is why it comes at a time in one of these moments where I don't like Asuna, because at least in the main timeline, because I feel like she's not on her shit, like with the shit she should know at least, right? So they're having this little group discussion, and what ends up happening is, while they're having this group discussion, they're like, yeah, he wasn't at the hospital, where the fuck is he, right? So it takes Sinan to tell Asuna, it's like, well, it's Kikoya, and Kirito was talking about how his job was related, like Kikoya offered him this job. Wouldn't it make sense that, I don't know, maybe Kikoya took him someplace else related to his job because of this? And I'm sitting there, like, I'm like watching it, I'm sitting there and I'm like, Asuna, why are you not on your shit? Like, you were one of the first 3 people to know that this nigga had a new job, right? Like, you had to be like one of the first 3. Number 1 being, obviously, his aunt. Second off, the second person, obviously, Sugu. So that would make you number 3, because Sinan didn't know that this nigga had a new job until after the events of until around the end of the events of the first episode. So with that being said, how the fuck would you not think, oh, maybe the guy who offered Kirito this job for this new project probably knows where Kirito is, right? It's just like, you know, where were you when we had this discussion, Asuna? Where the hell were you when Kirito said, oh, you and Sinan down at Agil's Cafe and had this whole discussion on what the machine is supposed to do, how it operates, at least to the extent of his knowledge? It's like, where were you, right? Like, you were the type of person who looked like you were trying to, you were probably doing a lot of this, but wasn't listening to a goddamn thing. It was just that moment, like, it heated me because it's like, why does someone who's not dating your man know more shit about your man than you? Like, that feels a little dicey to me. It feels like y'all shouldn't be together. You don't really know shit for real. Alright? Anyways, moving from that subject. So eventually, Yui is like, okay, well, I'm gonna track, you know, his heartbeat monitor that he has on him. And she's like tracking into the last previous locations, so they start checking out the locations, right? It's just like, yeah, I checked the security cameras. You know, they were here a few days ago. Like, I've seen some people come in and out, and then not only that, but a helicopter left. So Austin was like, a helicopter? So where the hell did he go? Somewhere in America, they guess? And eventually they started doing some research and they started finding out, like, okay, so there was a person on Akihiko Kaiba's team, or Heathcliff's team, to make it easier, on Heathcliff's team to create Sword Art Online, right? So Asuna gets in contact with one of the ladies who was either sleeping with him or in a relationship. They don't really specify to an extent. I mean, I guess they do, because this nigga was talking about a dream he had as a child. I don't think you just talk about dreams you had as a child. With females, you just smash her for one night, so I don't know, that's up in the air, but none of my business. But anyways, so Asuna gets in contact with this woman, and eventually what ends up happening is, like, you know, the woman ends up accepting a job that Kyoka was talking about, and it involves Kirito with the Soul Translator, the device he uses for his job, right? The device that allows him to go in and mess with Yuji and all of them. So the lady flies out there with this girl by her side, right? First of all, you don't know who the fuck this lady is, but let me tell you, right? Let me tell you, when I say this lady, it's going to be important for a little bit later, because when I say this lady drops the smoothest of fucking English, bruh. Smooth as fuck English, bruh. So, the lady, she goes in there, you know, the lady who's on Akihiko Kaiba's team to create Sword Art Online, she goes in there with her assistant. They're talking, and, you know, she's getting access to these places and whatnot. We get in there, Kyoka is like, whoa, what took you so long to finally accept the invitation, you know? You know, like, I tried to get you on this team for some time, and now all of a sudden, you know, why is that? And then this lady, you know, reveals herself, and it's fucking Asuna. Now, remember when I said earlier, I was like, this lady dropped some of the smoothest English? I mean, she didn't speak a lot of it, but the shit was still smooth. I'm talking smoother than ice skating rings ice, bro. You know how smooth that shit gotta be for you to skate on that motherfucker? Smooth and shit, fam. I'm talking smoother than a newly put in road, my G. That shit was smooth, my God. I'm saying that, I'm like, okay, so you're clearly from America with how smooth that English is. Then again, a lot of us Americans fuck the English language like it's a whore. So, then again, that's saying a lot more to her than it is anybody else. But anyways, it just threw me off because I'm like, awesome, that English was smooth as shit. How the hell? Like, I know they teach somewhat English classes in Japan for those who want to be like transfer students to America, but it's like, that shit was a little too smooth for my taste. Like, hell nah, you could just speak that simple. But yeah, so they revealed this whole thing like, oh yeah, Asuna emailed this woman and she found him in Kirito's contact list through his emails, and then it shows like Kirito was actually talking to her after the events of SAO? I think it was after the events of Alfheim, because I think it's Alfheim he gets the world seed. I could be wrong on that. I haven't seen Alfheim in a minute. Nobody really likes watching Alfheim anyways. But yeah, I haven't seen Alfheim in a minute. But I think it's at the end of Alfheim when Heathcliff gives him the world seed. And the woman's like, if you have hatred for him, you would destroy that seed. But if you have anything else in your blood besides just hatred for Heathcliff, then you wouldn't destroy that, because that might be the only thing that's keeping VR MMOs alive, right? So, of course, they go through this whole little backstory, like, yeah, like I said, Kirito meeting this woman, da-da-da-da-da. So, Asuna is now here. Keep in mind, the place that they went to is nowhere in America, but rather in the middle of the fucking ocean, of all places. So now Asuna is just sitting there. Asuna's just sitting there staring Kikoya down, and is like, now, where is Kirito? And that's when the episode comes out. And like I said, this was, now keep in mind, this is just like 4 episodes I just reviewed in a matter of this time, but I do gotta say, these were all pretty good episodes. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, from the world, from the small bits and pieces we're getting about the world being built, which gave me an Overlord sense feel to it, to the fight scene that happened with Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh versus the Goblins, to even like some bits and pieces of character development / showing us the other side of the coin of things from other than just Kirito's perspective. I feel like it's pretty interesting, right? I feel like if they keep this pattern going, it's gonna make it interesting, because you always have something to look forward to, you know? So here's your, your 2 episodes of world building. Here's your, so like every 2 episodes would be world building. The 3rd episode would be a fight, and then your 4th episode would be like everything from the character's perspective. It would just be interesting, because it's like, okay, here's how much, this is Kirito's time, and then you come down and it's like, okay, but then here's everyone else's time running, alongside his. Like, here's what he's doing, here's what he was doing from these 3 episodes, and here's what everybody else is doing during those 3 episodes. So I feel like that was pretty interesting. It could be, like I said, it would be interesting if they keep their style like that, to keep it fresh, so that way you always have something to look forward to. Like, yeah, I'm learning more about the world. Okay, an epic ass fight is about to come up in this 3rd episode. Okay, so now we're about to see everything from Asuna in the game's point of view, right? I just feel like that would just be interesting. But other than that, like I said, these episodes were banger. I can't wait for episode 6, because episode 6, we already know it's going to get back to more of Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh's adventures trying to search for Alice. But yeah, that's just my reviews for episodes 2 through 5. If you guys did enjoy this, like, comment, and subscribe. I might do these. I don't know how the process is going to be for this yet, because the only reason this is this long is because I was lazy and didn't want to actually go out of my way and just do episodic ones, because I was just being lazy with it. But I'm going to try to get more on track with that. But other than that, man, I ain't got nothing else to talk about. These 4 episodes of SAO was just lit. I'm waiting to see what else is gonna happen, man. But hey, until next time, TRDplays signing out. Ghost of Enya.